Hi everyone, myself Rekha, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics. So, today topic is about the graphical method in the resource management technique and also in the discrete structure and optimization technique. So, how to solve the graphical method um, and finding the value for the x1 and x2 in a linear programming problem. So, linear programming problem is nothing but an is a method help us to find the maximization and minimization cost for the problem. So it's a linear function which is subject to the constraint, and this linear technique problem help us to find the optimal resource utilization in the industries and as well as in the other fields of economics, business and telecommunication or else manufacturing fields, etc. So this help us to find the different methods to solve the linear programming problem, because programming means the process of selecting the best solution from the various alternatives. So linear is nothing but relation between the multiple variables. So what is linear programming? Linear programming is a nothing but an method of considering a different inequality relevant to the situation and calculating the best value that is required to be obtained in those conditions. So there will be a number of constraints other than the relations between the constraints and the objective function should be linear, and the linear function is to be optimized. So linear programming is otherwise known as an LPP, and it is concerned in finding the linear functions for the variables. So it is also applied in fields of transportation problem, allocation, assignment problem, diet problems, etc. So the methods to solve the linear programming problem is nothing but graphical method and as well as the simplex method. It is an effective tool in our programming and an open solver, etc. And best method is simplex method and also graphical method. So in the graphical method we can solve the linear programming variables. Only two variables will be allowed using the graphical method. So that is the one drawback of this graphical method. But in the simplex method we can solve the more than two variables. So the best is to find the optimal solution, and the next set of inequalities are subject to the constraint. So the inequalities are plotted in the xy, and once on the xy, the intersecting region will help us to decide the feasible region. So let us consider one problem of finding the linear programming. Already the conditions is given, the maximization or also minimization is that equal to fx plus 3y, and there will be two constraints behind, the three constraints behind that: x plus 2y less than or equal to 14, 3x minus y greater than or equal to 0, x minus y less than or equal to 0. If it is a maximization case, we can say it is an less than or equal to. If it is a minimization case, the constraint should be greater than or equal to. So first of all, if we have to take the three equation and we have to change the inequalities as equal to. So first, for example, x plus 2y less than or equal to 14 means we have to take that x plus 2y equal to 14. So equal to 14 means x equal to 0, and x equal to 0 means you will get y. So y equal to 0 means then you will get x. So like that, having the linear programming problem, finding the solution for the graphical method. So in graphical method we can give the plotting all the values of first equation, second equation, third equation, and if we mark the points for the first equation, you draw a straight line. If you mark the points for the second equation, draw another straight line that is intersecting the line, and third equation also we have to. So each equation has specific points, and after allocating the points we have to draw a straight line. So after drawing the straight line, we can find the feasible region. So they have shaded the feasible region because everything is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So based on the constraints, we can shade the feasible region. So the yellow region shows that it is unfeasible region. So this feasible region help us to shade and finding the points in that. So finally, if we solve these two equations, you will get a corner points as 2, 6, 3, 6, 4 and minus 1, minus 3. And we can after finding these points, This is the corner points of the feasible region, and this corner points help us to find the maximum value. So if you substitute 2 comma 6, 6 comma 4, minus 1 comma minus 6 in the given equation, z equal to 3x plus 4y. So 3 into 2 plus 4 into 6 will get us some value. So like that, each point you can observe that 28, 42 minus 4. In that, which is the largest value means 42, because if it is a maximization case means we can take the maximum value. So 42 is the maximum value. If it is a minimum case means we can take the minimum value is z equal to minus 14. So from that we can arrive the solution. So maximization the points is 6 comma 4 and minimization the points is minus 1 comma 6. So thank you for watching the linear programming problem using graphical method.